Hi, everyone. My name is Christy Curley. For those who don't know me, I am the advisor for all the sociology majors at KSU, and I just wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about what you can expect from advising and registration this semester. So first of all, just a little bit more about me. Again, my name is Christy Curley, and that picture on the left there is a photo of my family from this past Thanksgiving. I have two little boys, as you can see. One is in pre-K and one is in first grade this year. And I graduated from Georgia Southern University. I have my bachelor's in English and my master's in counseling. And then on the right-hand side, this isn't really so much about me, but just a practical note, summer and fall registration is going to begin on March 12th, and I know that's the primary reason you all want to meet with me, is to get ready for that. So please do schedule those advising appointments early. You can go ahead and schedule them now if you'd like, because I do tend to book up pretty significantly as the registration date approaches. And all appointments for this semester are going to continue to be done virtually. So you can schedule in the exact same way you have in the past, and I will email you on the morning of your appointment with a link for you to access the video chat. So everything's going to be done digitally for the foreseeable future until we'll see, but for this semester for sure. So be mindful of that and do schedule those appointments soon. So let me tell you a little bit more about what advising is. So advisors are your advocate. So we want to be there for you with whatever you have going on in life, whether that be trying to get your grades up, or if it's a challenge with just trying to manage your time better, if it's a roommate conflict, whatever you have going on, we want to be a support system and network for you. We know all about the degree requirements, university policies and procedures, and all of that good stuff. There is a lot to know, and it does change sometimes yearly, or if not more often, I should say. So if you have questions, things like, can I share my classes between my major and my minor? Or when is the last day that I can withdraw without academic penalty from one of my courses? Anything like that, we are happy to give you that information. If it's something that we don't know, we can refer you to someone else. We're very familiar with the different offices around campus. I know a lot of different people around campus, so I can do my best to try to get you to the correct place to get the best answer for your questions. An academic coach. So if you are struggling academically, or if you just want to improve from what's already going well and you just want to be even better, I would love to help you with that. My favorite topics are talking about time management and procrastination. Those are things I'm very excited to talk about, which I know sounds crazy, but so if you feel like you struggle in those areas, let me know. I'd love to chat more about that. Or if you just need help with your study habits, or if you feel like you struggle from test anxiety, anything like that, I'm happy to chat with you about, as well as refer you to another resource to continue to help you through that. And of course, planning assistant for required courses. That's probably the most common thing you think of when you think of advising, and it is a huge part of what I do, is helping you get into the right courses in the right order so that you can graduate within your desired time frame. And I also remove advising holds. So if you have a hold on your account for any reason, you would need to meet with me to have that lifted. So when should you get advised? Just so you know, my office hours are typically Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. So that's usually when I'm going to be answering emails and things like that. Typically 9 to 4 is when I have my appointments. They are by appointment only, so we don't have any walk-ins this semester, so you will have to schedule an appointment to get an official advising appointment with me. And of course, if you have an advising hold, you'll need to meet with me, like I said earlier. So anyone who has earned fewer than 30 credit hours is going to have, well, actually, that's not true anymore. It is first semester freshmen with fewer than 30 credit hours. Those are the students who are going to have the advising hold. So if it's your second semester, even if you're under 30 hours, you should not have that advising hold anymore, unless your GPA warrants it. So if you are on academic probation, if you've got a below 2.0 GPA, you will have an advising hold as well. And then hopefully this would not happen to any of you, but if you are dismissed because of your grades and then you are readmitted to return, you'd have a readmit advising hold and you would meet with me for that also. Of course, we recommend getting advised at least once a year, if not once a semester, just to check in and make sure things are going according to plan. And again, so we can help you with all those things I mentioned previously. I really recommend juniors to come see me to make sure you're on track to graduate. There are some prerequisites within this major. This class is one of those, so good thing you're in that. But it's important to make sure that everything's going to line up so that you actually can graduate when you're hoping to. And then anytime you have questions or concerns or just anything you want to talk about, I love meeting with students. I'm happy to meet with every single student every single semester. So please just don't hesitate to schedule that appointment if you have anything you'd like to discuss. And you can see here how to schedule your advising appointment. I'll make sure I send a copy of this to your professor so that you can refer back to that easily. If you check your KSU email daily, which you should be doing anyway, you may get an appointment notification from me that lets you know that, hey, I'd like to meet with you, and it has a link right in that email for you to schedule. So some of you might experience that, and that's a great way to schedule. If not, then you can go to EAB Campus Advising through the Student Services tab of OWL Express and schedule that way. If you have anything specific you want to talk about, it is helpful to write those notes or comments in there so that I can be best prepared for you. And then I also recommend you following CHSS Advising on Facebook and Twitter just for other general updates in addition to your email. Okay, let's talk about degree works. So you can access your degree works through OWL Express. You'll find it in the Student Records tab as well as the Registration tab. And this is just kind of an example of how that would look. Hopefully you've all seen degree works before, but if not, I did want to point out just a couple things. You should be able to see who your advisor is up here in the top left. You should be able to see if you have any holds on your account here in that middle column. So that's going to be important in the next few weeks when they start assigning those advising holds, and any other kinds of holds. Could be bursar's office holds if you owe the university some money for something like a parking ticket or outstanding fees of any kind. You could also have holds for immunizations, if it turns out you're missing one of those. There's lots of different reasons why you could have a registration hold. So it's always important to check that even if you don't think you would have one. And then the right column is going to have the information regarding your major. I know it's kind of cut off here. As well as your time ticket. So in the bottom right there, that's where you can see when you're able to start registering. So time tickets are usually assigned maybe 2 to 3 weeks before registration starts. So the summer and fall registration period will begin on March 12th, as I mentioned earlier. So probably by the end of February or that first week of March, you should be able to go on and see your time ticket. And as you probably know, those do vary by day and time. So it's important that you look at your own and don't just rely on what your friend or roommate has for their time ticket. If you have this big red box here, that means you're in a course that's not covered by federal financial aid. And I don't want to get too much into that because there are some exceptions to that. But if you have that, it's important that you check and make sure that it's a class you really need. Sometimes it means you signed up for the wrong thing because usually those courses are not covered because they don't fit into your major program of study. So it's worth taking a look to see, did I accidentally sign up for the wrong class? I do recommend ignoring the degree progress bar. It can be wildly misleading, so just in general, don't worry about looking at that. And then, of course, you can see when you've completed classes, when classes are in progress, and when you still need courses. The department website is a great resource as well, and you can see the path to get to the page that I'm looking at here there on the left, but I definitely recommend checking out the internship resources that are available on our website. Everyone has to do an experiential learning, so whether you do an internship, a co-op, or a study abroad, you'll have to do one of those three options. I don't know when study abroad is going to be available again, so very likely it's going to be internship or co-op. So you can find all that information on these wonderful PowerPoint videos that are there on the website. You can also find a sample syllabus for internship. I get a lot of questions about what does the class require, what's expected of me, how many hours do I have to work to earn the credit hours that I'll be receiving. All of that you can find in these videos and on that syllabus. So post advisement, check that KSU email. You'll get an email from me that has my meeting notes. So anything we discussed, if there's a link to something we talked about, I'm going to put it in there. If there's a document that we looked at together, I'm going to attach it. If I said that I was going to refer you to somebody, I'll put their email in there. So you'll have everything you need based on what we talked about in the meeting in that email. So definitely check that. Of course, you can refer back if you need to. You have that email that you can just reply very easily if you have other questions that come up. And of course, you'll want to schedule another appointment if needed. And like I said, once a semester would be great. Okay, some other need to know things about your major. So Sociology 1101 is the prereq to all the, most other sociology courses. Soci 2210 is a prereq to research methods 3305. As I said, internship, co-op, or study abroad is required, and that is different from some other majors in our college, so that's important to know. Soci 3300, which is Foundations of Social Theory, and 3305, which is Research Methods, are both prereqs to Senior Seminar 4499. We recommend statistics for Area D in your Gen Ed. You cannot share courses between your upper division major requirements and your concentration requirements. I get that question a lot because if you look at the concentration options, you'll see some things that are also options in other areas of your major, like you might see race and ethnicity listed in both places. It can only count once. So all courses, you can only count them one time. A concentration is required, so you can't just take that off and graduate sooner. It is part of the 120-hour degree you're working towards. And you cannot share upper division major requirements or concentration classes with that related studies or upper division electives area. So again, classes can only count once. You must earn a C or better in all major courses. You must have a 2.0 institutional GPA to be in good academic standing and be eligible to graduate. You also need a 2.0 in order to do internship. And if you're doing a co-op, you actually need a 2.5. So that's important to know. Now you can share courses between a minor and related studies / upper division electives or free electives. Because the minor is not a required part of your degree, you are allowed to share in that case. So most students do have room for a minor without needing any extra credits beyond what you already were required to do. The exception would be if you've already taken all your free electives or if you have unused credits from transferring or changing your major, but otherwise you should be able to work that out. So if you're interested in doing a minor, please let me know and we can take a look at that together. And then some other important people to know from the sociology department, the department chair, Dr. McMahon, the internship coordinator is Dr. Farr, and the department administrative associate is Ms. Catherine Segelko. And they are all wonderful, wonderful resources, good names to know in case you need anything. And especially as you get closer to that internship requirement, Dr. Farr is going to be someone you'll definitely know more about because he's going to be the professor for that class. Okay, and that's going to do it for me. There's my email right there on the screen. I am happy to talk with you. If you have any questions at all or need anything at any time, please don't hesitate to email me. I'm usually really quick with those replies, as quick as I can be. So let me know if you need anything. Schedule those appointments. I can't wait to meet with you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for your time.